Whispers are swirling throughout the NFL landscape, and if recent chatter is to be believed, there may be a seismic shift coming to the AFC. Rumor has it that Trevor Lawrence, the former No. 1 overall pick and current face of the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise, has said yes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, or at least, that's what insiders are starting to hint at behind closed doors. While nothing is officially confirmed and no pen has touched paper, the idea alone has set the football world ablaze. Could this be real? Could Lawrence, the long-haired golden boy from Clemson, the man pegged as the next Peyton Manning by scouts, be ready to trade in teal and gold for the black and gold of Pittsburgh? It seems wild on the surface, but when you start connecting the dots, the picture becomes clearer. There's talk of dissatisfaction in Jacksonville, tension in the locker room, and growing concerns about the direction of the franchise. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, there's an undeniable hunger for a franchise quarterback, a true heir to the legacy of Terry Bradshaw and Ben Roethlisberger. If Lawrence truly has given a verbal yes, even in the most casual exploratory way, this could become the story of the offseason. Let's rewind for a moment and look at why this potential move even makes sense. Jacksonville seemed like the perfect fit for Lawrence when he was drafted, a rebuilding team, a patient fan base, and a clean slate for a rookie quarterback with sky-high expectations. But fast forward to today and the honeymoon phase may be over. Reports of internal dysfunction, uneven coaching decisions, and frustrations with the offensive system have been quietly surfacing for months. While Lawrence has maintained a professional front in press conferences, those closest to the situation suggest that he's grown increasingly disillusioned with the Jaguars' long-term vision. Now enter the Steelers, a franchise built on stability, defense, and tradition. Mike Tomlin is one of the most respected coaches in the league, and despite some recent offensive hiccups, Pittsburgh remains a team perennially on the edge of playoff contention. Sources close to both camps are reportedly monitoring each other, and a well-placed league insider recently hinted that Lawrence would be open to wearing the black and gold. Could that be the yes everyone is talking about? Could it be the start of something major brewing beneath the surface? Now, from a roster standpoint, the Steelers are just a quarterback away from being truly dangerous. Their defense is elite, led by the monstrous T.J. Watt and a bruising front seven that has tormented AFC North quarterbacks for years. They've got emerging offensive weapons too. George Pickens is a star in the making. Pat Freiermuth is a reliable target over the middle, and Najee Harris brings that classic Pittsburgh-style power run game. But their Achilles heel has been under center. The Kenny Pickett experiment has had flashes, but nothing consistent enough to inspire confidence. Mason Rudolph and Mitch Trubisky were short-term solutions at best, and the fan base is craving something more. So imagine this: Trevor Lawrence walks into the building, a bona fide franchise talent, still only 25 years old, with the tools, arm talent, and football IQ to command a locker room. Steelers Nation would erupt. It wouldn't just be a quarterback upgrade, it would be a statement. A message to the AFC North and the entire NFL that Pittsburgh is done waiting. They're ready to return to dominance, and Lawrence could be the final piece of the puzzle. But let's not jump the gun. There's still the massive issue of Lawrence's contract and the logistics of a move this big. He's under contract with Jacksonville, and unless a blockbuster trade is in the works, there's no clear path for him to simply sign with Pittsburgh. Not yet. However, it's important to remember that in today's NFL, where player empowerment is growing stronger by the year, anything is possible. We've seen quarterbacks force their way out of bad situations before. Think Russell Wilson in Seattle. Think Deshaun Watson in Houston. Could Lawrence be the next to push for a fresh start? And if that's the case, wouldn't Pittsburgh be an ideal landing spot? They've got cap flexibility, a need at quarterback, and the organizational infrastructure to support a young star. Some insiders are even speculating that preliminary talks may have already happened. Not officially, of course, but through back channels, agents, and whispers at league meetings. If true, that would explain the sudden spike in Lawrence Steelers rumors. It's smoke, but smoke often leads to fire in the NFL rumor mill. Let's talk vibes, because sometimes in sports it's not just about stats and contracts. It's about energy, momentum, and gut feelings. Trevor Lawrence, despite his calm demeanor, plays with a fiery competitiveness. He wants to win, and win big. That's hard to do when your organization isn't matching your urgency. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, breathes football. The city rallies behind its team in a way few markets do. The culture is built on championships, toughness, and accountability, traits that Lawrence, by all accounts, values deeply. Could he see himself in that uniform walking into Heinz Field? Or Acrisure Stadium now, with terrible towels waving, and fans chanting his name. That visual alone gives goosebumps, and it's not just about on-field fit. Lawrence is a Southern guy, sure, but he's also someone who's been praised for his maturity and adaptability. Pittsburgh offers a stable environment, something Jacksonville has struggled to provide consistently. In a league where careers can be short and legacies fragile, it makes sense why someone like Lawrence might be intrigued by a franchise with real history and real goals. From a coaching standpoint, this pairing could be special. Mike Tomlin has a reputation for getting the most out of his players, particularly those with high potential. He's never had a losing season in over a decade and a half of coaching. Let that sink in. The idea of Lawrence learning under Tomlin's leadership and possibly thriving in that system has insiders buzzing. Offensive coordinator changes could be part of the package, depending on how much influence Lawrence would want in a new situation. Imagine a retooled Steelers offense designed specifically around his skill set. RPOs, bootlegs, deep shots to Pickens, and a power run game that keeps defenses honest. This wouldn't just be a move, it'd be a shift in identity. The Steelers haven't had a quarterback this athletic and mobile in decades. Roethlisberger had the size and pocket presence, but Lawrence brings a dual threat element that could open up the playbook in a way Pittsburgh fans haven't seen. It's no wonder that even with no official confirmation, the rumor alone has captured the imagination of fans and analysts alike. And then there's the AFC North, one of the toughest divisions in football. With Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, and Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, the quarterback arms race is real. Pittsburgh can't afford to fall behind. For years they had the edge with Big Ben, but now they're the ones chasing. Bringing in Trevor Lawrence wouldn't just level the playing field. It might tip the balance back in their favor. He's young, battle-tested, and already has a playoff win under his belt. The idea of Lawrence going head-to-head with Burrow twice a year or dueling with Lamar in high-stakes December games is the kind of rivalry fuel the NFL dreams of. And from a branding standpoint, the league would love it. Steelers versus Ravens or Bengals, with Lawrence under center, would instantly become must-see television. It's not just a football move. It's a business move, a TV ratings move, and a momentum play all in one. If the Steelers are serious about contending for titles again, this is the kind of swing they need to take. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Of course, not everyone in Pittsburgh is sold. There are always traditionalists who'd rather develop a quarterback in-house or roll with a proven system. There's also the question of what it would cost to get Lawrence. Multiple first-round picks, a starter or two. Is the price tag too steep for a team that's still filling holes on the offensive line and secondary? That's a fair concern. But history shows us that elite quarterbacks are worth almost any price. Look at what the Rams gave up for Matthew Stafford, and they won a Super Bowl. Look at the Broncos and Russell Wilson. Okay, bad example, but the principle still applies. When you think you're one quarterback away, you do what it takes. The Steelers are built to win now, not 5 years from now. They have the defense, the culture, and the leadership. If Lawrence is truly available, and if he's truly saying yes, the front office owes it to the team and the fans to explore it seriously. The price may be high, but the reward could be a decade of contention. One of the most intriguing layers to this rumor is how tight-lipped both sides have been. In an age where every agent leaks, every insider tweets, and every minor conversation gets dissected, it's remarkable how little has come out publicly. That silence is loud. It suggests that something real may be happening behind the curtain. Maybe Lawrence and his camp are laying the groundwork carefully. Maybe the Steelers are waiting until the right moment to strike. Or maybe it's all just smoke driven by wishful thinking and the desperate need for quarterback clarity in Pittsburgh. But when so many reputable names in the NFL media world start circling the same story, it usually means there's at least a kernel of truth.